Today, I'm launching a campaign to introduce mandatory lawyers for all victims of abuse and stalking, because in Scotland in 2023, victims do not have lawyers. I was very surprised to find out, but very sadly, I found out on my own expenses as I've been victim of stalking. Abusers have more rights in court than victims have, and that is not acceptable. But let me explain you why. When you are a victim, you are invited to go to court as a witness, despite you are a victim. That means no one ever listened to your stories prior to trial. The first time you are allowed to tell your story is in the courtroom in front of the judge. No one prior to that knows your story. When you're there, you're obviously very overwhelmed and stressed and shocked as well, because courtroom is not an easy experience. And then you have the PF asking you a question. And sometimes the stories does not come across as bad as it is, just because of the line of questionings of the PF. And after you've been helped to tell your stories, then there is the abuser's lawyer's turn. We can ask you a question. Obviously, it has to do cross-interrogation. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that in Scotland in 2023, abusers' lawyers are still allowed to discriminate against women in the courtroom. They are still allowed to victim blame, and that is not acceptable. However, you are allowed to do that, but you do not have anyone on your side to stand up for your right. You have no one on your side to argue for your case. Then it comes again the PF turn, which he can ask you more questions just to help you tell a little bit more about your stories. But again, it's not there to listen to you, it's not there to argue for your case, because he never heard your stories. He doesn't even know. He only read a police report. So basically, you are in courtroom on your own, while you have AR against the abusers and the abuser's lawyer. How that is acceptable, I have no idea, and we need to change that. So there are no equal rights, because the abuser actually has the opportunity to tell the story to his lawyer, and together they work towards a defense to make him prove innocent, while you're there as a victim to tell the truth, to tell your stories, and you have no one there to put the right weight on your story, to argue for your freedom, to argue for your rights to be making your own choices and be free of harm. And that is automatically, there is an imbalance. We need to change that, because I am fed up to see all these abusers getting away with their crime while victims have to pay all the consequences. That is not okay, and we need to change that. We also need lawyers. We need someone that listens to us, believe our stories, and fight with us, because we keep fighting to get our freedom, and we need someone from the justice system that fight for our freedom too, and not abandon us basically in the courtroom. So I'm starting this campaign because I want change. I want to stand up for myself. I want to stand up for you, and I want to stand up for all victims of abuse and stalking, regardless of gender, because in 2023, victims should have also more right. We do deserve justice, and that's why I'm starting this campaign. Now, how can you support? Please sign the petition and spread it widely, because we need to change the system. My voice cannot make a change. Together, we can make a big change. Also, I'm collecting stories of other victims and the impact they had, and how a lawyer would have made a massive difference in the court case. So if you are a victim, please share your stories anonymously, don't worry about it. And I'm only going to share with the politician that I'm going to meet next month, because I have been actively campaigning in the background, because I am going to meet 2 politicians from the Criminal Justice Committee, because this is not acceptable what happened in the courtroom. Personally, I think it's a violation of human rights, because if they have the right to be defended, then we need to have the right someone to defend us, and to make sure our stories are heard. And the point is, we need lawyers for victims. We need equal rights in the courtroom, because otherwise, what's even the point to report a crime if then you get treated this way by the justice system? That is not acceptable, and we need to change that. Because remember, you do not decide to become a victim, you just become one. And it's our right to be protected, and it's our right to have fair justice. So please join the campaign, sign the petition, share your stories, and also join the action days. I'm going to give you more details later on about the action days. So remember, I can't do this on my own. I'm happy to advocate for this campaign, but I also need you to stand up with me, because my voice is not going to be strong enough. Our voice will, and we will make the change that we deserve. We deserve more victim rights, and we will get it. So thank you, and please join the campaign.